Thanks for your company. In less than 24 hours, government is expected to begin the single and double track system for senior high schools across the country. Ahead of the implementation, we've been speaking with Deputy Education Minister Dr. Yaw Osei-Duchum on the ministry's preparedness. But before we bring you that, Maxwell Agbagba captured this at the Achimota Senior High School.
We're currently here at the Achimota School. Now, what is happening here is that we have a lot of parents. We have lots of parents gathered here together with their children. And what they do, first of all, is to go to that notice board there to check their names and then their programs of study and then their serial number. Then they move to a designated table where they hand over all documents that they're supposed to submit, and then the registration, continues there. I've seen some of them actually with their school uniforms already. I remember they're supposed to report to school. The green track, they are supposed to report to school on the 11th September, that is tomorrow. Now the gold track is expected to report to school on the 8th November. So I have with me here Priscilla Elom. She's on the green track. We'll be talking to her. She's on the gold track. Okay, we are told that if you're on the green track or the gold track, you still have to come. You don't have to wait for the period. You don't have to wait till it's getting closer to 8th November before you come and get your you come and register. So you're supposed to report early enough to come and pick all the necessary documents and follow through with all the needed registration processes. So she's on the go track, but she is here. It means she will not be reporting tomorrow. Priscilla, Elom, how do you feel about that?
Okay, I think it's okay. The double track thing it's for the best, just to reduce the number so I don't be any overcrowding. So I think it's for the best. There's nothing wrong with it.
Okay. Yes. Usually you would report, I think in September, October. But because of the double track and because you're on the go track, you'll be reporting, on the 8th November. You say you don't have any problem with that?
No problem, because classes will be ongoing. Okay. Yes.
Okay. But what does it feel like to be at Achimota School?
I'm very happy I got admission to Achimota.
Your expectations?
Just expect the best of education.
The best of education?
Yes.
Okay. Let me find out from Priscilla Elom's father, then I'll come to my good friend also here. Your child says, she doesn't really have any problem. Though she'll be coming on the 8th November, her friends will be coming on the 11th September, that's tomorrow. How do you feel as a parent? Double track?
Well, we psych her up. We believe that when there is a change, we should be able to go along with it. Change brings the best. Although people were skeptical about the tracking system, but I believe that it is a good thing just to give opportunity to a lot of children to attend school in an uncongested manner. So this is to ease the congestion in the boarding house, in the classroom. So it's a system that all and sundry should embrace. Yes, we must accept change. I belong to the old system where we went to Form 5 and 6 form, and then and others went to GSS and they went to senior high school. Many parents were not happy when it started in 1988, so they moved to the Form 5 session, the old system. But hey, today we are here. We don't have the O level and A level, so change is good. And we shouldn't be afraid of change. Okay,
interesting. Yes. We shouldn't be afraid of change. So when government hinted of rolling out the double track, we remember they organized a lot of press conferences trying to break down the concepts to parents. A lot of them, at the time when we're speaking to them, they were saying that it was difficult grasping the concept. Now it appears the dust has actually settled. There's some clarity now. Now that we are doing it in, I should say, the practical form, it looks like a lot of parents are getting it now. Can we arrive at that conclusion?
Yeah, we can arrive at that conclusion. But all the same, the system should have gotten a longer period for it to be clearer as it is. As a parent, I think, as my colleague said earlier on, change is good, but it depends on the type of change that you are talking about. This particular change we see, yes, the concepts the brain behind is such a way that if really it is due to the fact that students.
We'll bring you more reactions from students and parents, but already 423,000 students have been placed, and more of them are expected to be added to this number through the self-placement system. According to Deputy Education Minister Dr. Duchu, most schools have also received foodstuffs and some funds as part of preparation towards this new system.
If you're a parent and your child doesn't have green or gold on the acceptance letters, it means their school is single track, and therefore you should be prepared to really get your children to school. At this time, I would say that a number of people have done their self-placement. As of yesterday, we had 27,000 people who have done their self-placement out of 67. I know on average every day is 10,000, so I know today it may even jump, and parents are going to find schools for their children. But we have 423,000 students who have already been placed. Okay. Yeah, so those ones, they don't have to worry about. It's just a question of going to print. I know initially there were challenges, and thank God things are now moving fast. And I believe that people will have the opportunity. If you have purchased a scratch card or short code and there were challenges, if you have used it for 2 or 3, we've done it in such a way that now it's unlimited. So you can go back and use the same code and check and make sure your child goes to school this week.
How about the school? What kind of support have we already started disbursing funds to them to begin the operations?
In preparations to do just that. But you see, the interesting thing is that the pressure on them last year is different from this year. Because this year...
Double pressure, or?
No, less than that, half pressure. Because half of the students are going. Unlike last year where they got all the students there at the same time. So a school that had 1,000 last year, maybe having 1,500, but only 750 are showing up in school. So in fact, there's less pressure on them at the opening this year around than last year, because half of the students are showing up. The good news is that since the last 2 weeks, schools have received all their foodstuffs. Food has gone. Everything they need to start cooking is there. But we're also making preparations to do what we call advanced support.
Saying all schools?
Of course. Because if it's a day school, that is a vendor that cooks for them. But if it's a boarding school, every school should have all their food allocations by this time. So they will be able to cook. However, we're also going to do the 20% advance apportionment, and we are working on it right now. So that will be going to the schools within a very short period of time. Food is there. Children can eat, so they can breathe.
Beyond the food, what else do they need that government is working on to send to them within?
What we do is that there are some other fee items like examination fee and all those things that we disperse to schools. Those ones go to the schools directly. School uniforms, they awarded the contract, so the contractors will be distributing the school uniforms to them, and the house dress and all those things will be going to them. Those ones, we pay for it, but the money doesn't go to the schools. That is why the amount of money that get to the schools is not very substantial. But admission fees go to the schools, examination fees go, all those ID cards and everything goes to the schools. But those items that we pay for, the money doesn't go to them. And that's why they don't get substantial amount of money, but they get advanced apportionment that they use for what we call perishables. So if they want to buy some tomatoes, they have money to buy it. And if they want to, by the time the exams is coming online, they also have to have the money to get that done.